Hey guys, it's me, Christina Marie. So this is a very unusual video, but I know you guys have probably been where we are right now, or at least sometime in your life where you have a cracked tooth, or you have an abscess, or you have an exposed nerve, or you have something going on with your tooth that it gives you so much pain. I ordered all of this stuff off of Amazon, right? It got like a lot of reviews. I'll show you the reviews. It had thousands and thousands of reviews. This is called a Red Cross toothache medication. So I'm gonna zoom in really close to Zumi's tooth and show you what her tooth looks like. It is so expensive. That's why I said, you guys, one person watching this video has probably been in her shoes, where you have so much pain and it hurts, and going to the dentist costs $350 just to extract the tooth. $350 to extract the tooth. That's just the extraction. They want to pull it out and then put an implant. So they want us to pay like $3,000. So I thought I'm just going to get her tooth extracted later when I have more money. So for now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the Red Cross toothache medication to numb the tooth. Then we're going to fill that cracked tooth that has a hole in it with a temporary, this is a long-lasting temporary repair cap and filling, right? These got such good reviews. Then I will have this in my bathroom. This is a CVS brush. It's a tiny little brush. And also bought this at CVS, just some mouthwash. So I'm going to zoom in really close because all the videos I looked up for this stuff, nobody really showed the details or how to do it or does it really work. And they just said oh, it's great, you know, and just showed the actual product up close, but not how to use it. So I thought I would zoom really close and let you guys see her tooth. It's pretty darn bad. So we are actually going to get it fixed, but later on when we have a little bit more money in the bank. So let's go ahead and just roll on over to that video right now. So I'm going to start off by getting one of these picks. I'll post links to all of this stuff if it works, right? But these little brushes, I don't know if you can see right here, it has this like, it's like a super fine brush bristles right here, but there's a wire in the middle. I like this because I figure I could bend it like this in the direction that I need to actually get in there and get all the stuff out of her tooth. So I'm originally going to do that. Focus. Okay, so I'm zoomed into Zumi's tooth. You can see this massive crack right there. A large part of her tooth came out. Okay, so I got the little brush. I bent it a little bit. And I'm going to go in here like this. And I'm going to start pulling out any food that's in there. And obviously it's going to be uncomfortable, but you can see how big that hole is. It's huge. It's going to be uncomfortable because her nerve is exposed. You see all the food that's coming off the bristles, so we're going to wipe that off on a tissue and continue. Okay, so I had to angle it more. You can see the brush is angled more because I'm trying to get the food out on this side over here. I already got this side and I'm going for this side. Okay, so now that we have cleaned out the tooth, I'm going to have her go rinse her mouth really well with the mouthwash. Make sure that we can get any little particles that we missed out of that hole. So she's going to go rinse really quick in the restroom, really hard, a few times. Okay, so here is the Red Cross toothache. As you can see, this is the natural oil. And we're going to go ahead and open this and see what is in this pack. They should be the cotton balls. Little super tiny cotton balls. As you can see, super tiny. A bunch in there. Oops. So what it says to do, open this up. Zumi's in the restroom swishing a few times her mouthwash. So this is not Orajel because I looked up Orajel. And this is not the active ingredient in Orajel. This says it's Eurgenol 85%. So this is not the same ingredient. You guys can see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually split this tiny little ball a little bit smaller if I can, because I don't think I'm going to fit this big ball in that hole. And I cannot, so I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to cut it like this just to make it smaller, because this I think I can stick in, but not that whole ball. Let's just roll it up to be super tiny, more tiny than it was. Okay, so you can see the ball is half the size, and we're going to put it in the oil. Let it, oh, don't drop it and leave it in the oil like what just happened to me. Oh my gosh. So my ball is way down there. Let me get the other ball. Okay, I'm going to roll it up. Make sure that I have it, the whole thing, instead of just the edge. Squeeze it tight. Go down. Let it absorb in the oil. And I'm going to rest it right here until we put it in her mouth on the cap, because I have to get the camera back on her. Okay, so the directions say to squeeze the ball with your fingers to get any extra liquid, any extra oil out of it. So there's the ball. There's the tiny ball. I'm just going to squeeze it like this. Oh yeah, you see all the oil coming off, but the ball's still wet, just not soaking wet. Okay, so you can see the hole still, and here is a tiny, tiny little ball. We're going to go ahead and try to shove it in this hole. Okay, so that's the best I could shove it in there. It's kind of interesting because I see that it looks like it's foaming a little bit. It says just to leave it for 1 minute, so we're going to count down for 1 minute. But you can see, like, I pushed it in as best as I can. If your hole is much smaller, I would get the little brush like this that has that wire in the middle and try to push it in even better. But it's kind of interesting that it looks like it's at least foaming. So we're going to hold it for 1 minute and then remove it. Okay, so Zumi rinsed in the restroom. She took out the cotton ball, and then she rinsed with some water because the oil was in her mouth and it tasted really nasty. So let's open this up. This says that you're supposed to take a small amount and put it between your fingers and create like a ball. And then you're supposed to put it on top of the tooth, push it in with the tool. Oh. That's interesting. Look at that. That's interesting. So, I guess I'll just take a small amount like it says. Oh, this is like hard, guys. Like clay hard. Okay, how am I supposed to get the... Oh, it's going to get all over your fingers. Okay, so I guess I'll just grab it like this. Okay, so I got it like that. Close this back up. Take a small amount and then roll it in like this into a ball. I'm gonna put it on top of the box. Then I'm gonna push this on top and use that to push it in the hole. Okay, so Zumi actually went to the restroom and rinsed out her mouth, but the cotton was still left in there. And I thought she spit out the cotton and rinsed her mouth, but she didn't. She just rinsed it with the cotton in there. So she actually had the cotton in there probably a solid 2 minutes, but it didn't irritate her. And she actually says, what, do you have any pain? Mm-mm. It doesn't hurt at all? Mm-mm. So she said it doesn't hurt at all anymore. And it was excruciating pain. Mm-hmm. She said like her whole face was hurting. It was so much pain. So I took it out and she has not rinsed. I took out the cotton and then she spit out the excess oil, I guess, that came up off the cotton. And now we're going to put the filling on top of that. She has a lot of saliva, so I'm just going to get some of the saliva off the tooth right now with a clean paper towel. You guys can see. And it also says that it's not supposed to be 100% dry, so there is some saliva inside her hole right here. Okay, so you see the little ball right here? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to push it right here like this You can see I got a massive ball. Okay, but I'm going to push it down because I want to make sure that this goes inside. So I'm going to push it down on top. Do you feel it going in there? A little bit? You can feel the pressure? Okay. Then I'm going to take that napkin and I'm going to wipe it straight across. Okay, guys, that was the biggest mistake. Don't do that. I obviously took way too big of a ball. I was supposed to get a smaller piece. I just didn't think it was that big. So I'm actually going to wipe all of this off. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to wipe this off. See, this little brush came in handy because it's able to go in there and remove all that excess off the tooth like that. I pushed it in as much as I could, and then I got all that excess off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little applicator it came with, and I'm going to push it right exactly where the hole is to make sure that we got maximum in there and that it's really compacted. And then she's going to grind her teeth. But it also says that I can use a cotton ball to remove a cotton swab to remove any excess. I'm actually going to have her bite down on a clean paper napkin. And it looks like I have a lot more than I thought still on there, which I would imagine this is a common mistake. Grind. Okay, and then it says for her to grind her teeth. Grind your teeth. Let's see what it, grind them like. Okay, and then I'm going to brush off with that little brush any excess again. Go back, like she didn't have a crack right there, and just get any excess like that. Push it towards the hole and then wipe that off. I'm going to try to fix this up to be really nice. I'll be right back. Okay, so Zumi's in the restroom right now. She's just swishing out any excess on her tongue and stuff with some water. Since it said moisture accelerates it. Let's see what she feels like in about an hour. I came over here. We're in the garage. I'm going to ask Zumi how her tooth is. This is the next day because she fell asleep. And I'm going to show you a close-up of what it looks like. Zumi. She just got home from school. She doesn't want to be on camera. I asked her, how does it feel? Remember, her tooth was like excruciating pain. So how does it feel now?
It feels fine, but I still have a little pain.
Do you have as much pain as you had?
I don't have as much pain.
And then she said that when she drinks hot or cold, she can still feel a little sensitivity, but it's not as much as it was. Okay, so let me show you her tooth. So look down a little bit. That's her tooth right there. You can see how it all kind of just went in the hole, and it's like shaped to her actual tooth, which is great. Okay, guys, this is a few days later. I wanted to give you guys an update on Zumi's tooth. Honestly, she complained the first day about that she could still feel some sensitivity. The second day, I didn't hear much. Today is like day 4, I believe. She hasn't complained once, and Zumi complains. Let me just tell you, any teenager complains, even if they have a tiny toothache or a tiny earache or they stub their toe, they always complain. I have a typical teenager. She hasn't complained once, and it's been 4 or 5 days now. So honestly, like, this is a godsend because it's given me the time to set up her appointment, to save some more money. And you know, as far as pain, she's been eating and drinking cold and hot off and on, and I haven't heard any complaints. So I think that is amazing. If you guys have issues going to the dentist, are scared, or just have a toothache, I think that the oil would kill the toothache, definitely, because when we used it, she didn't have any pain, like almost immediately with the oil that we shoved in the first cotton ball. And then with the filling, I honestly think the filling, make sure you clean it super good, but I think the filling just kind of capped off, put a cover, like a Band-Aid, and protected that nerve from being exposed or having any more sensitivity and pain. This stuff is freaking amazing. You guys are on a budget. You guys are still in the, you know, Corona phase, waiting to go back to work, or just tight on money. This is amazing, and it will give you that
longer time period to save money and go see a dentist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I just bought stuff off of Amazon to see how it works, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button, a little subscribe button, and the tiny little bell next to it for notifications of new videos. Go ahead and just roll on over to the quote of the day. I'm Christina Marie. I'm out. Bye. Love you all.